Queensland University of Technology is a young, progressive university located in Brisbane, the Queensland state capital. The student numbers are about 45,000, and with over 4,000 staff, QUT has a dynamic population with an excellent record in teaching and research. There is a mix of heritage-listed buildings and brand new purpose-built research and teaching facilities on the campuses. The historic Government House of Queensland is at the centre of the Gardens Point campus. The Vice-Chancellor of QUT, Peter Coldrake, foresaw the need to establish a Centre for Chinese Language and Culture within QUT. QUT signed an agreement with the Hanban in 2008.
I would like to warmly congratulate the Hanban on your 10th anniversary. I'd also like to take the opportunity to thank Madam Shulin and all your colleagues at the Hanban for your confidence, your cooperation and your willingness to try our particular model of a Confucius Institute which has differed from others that have sprung up around the world. I'd also like to say that we greatly value the partnership that has been developed over the last 5 or 6 years with the Jiangsu Education Department. It is JED who has been our partners. They've been terrific partners. We've got a great foundation for the future. It's important to also say why we did this and why this particular model was so important. In our state in Australia, the state of Queensland, very few people at school study Mandarin. Even fewer probably have any exposure to Chinese culture. If there is to be a more mature relationship developed between Queensland and China or parts of China, then that's got to be underpinned by language, education and culture. So the Confucius Institute opportunity with JD has been profoundly important to us, and I think has been profoundly important to the schools where it has been rolled out in the state of Queensland. So we thank Hanban, we thank JD, and we look forward to many opportunities in the future.
There has been a growing awareness of China in the last couple of decades, both as a global presence and as one of Australia's major trading partners. The launch of the Confucius Institute at QUT in 2009 has helped to bridge the gap between Queensland schools and Chinese language and culture.
In the last 5 years, the Confucius Institute at Queensland University of Technology has become part of the Queensland journey in the teaching and learning of Chinese in Queensland schools. We've worked on a range of programs with Queensland school authorities and with many schools across the state of Queensland, from Cairns to the Gold Coast and even in Western Queensland. The teaching and learning of Chinese in Queensland schools began to take its very first steps in the 1980s at some schools in southeast Queensland. At around the same time, there was the opening in 1987 of this Chinatown Mall here in Brisbane. Since then, Queensland has become a very multicultural state, with many migrants coming from Chinese-speaking worlds. During the 1990s, the number of teachers of Chinese in Queensland schools grew significantly, and today there is ever-increasing interest from more and more schools wanting to teach Chinese.
The Confucius Institute at QUT is created by a partnership of 3 organisations: QUT, the Hanban, which is the executive body of the Chinese Language Council International, and the Jiangsu Provincial Education Department, or JPED.
We support the most important resource in the learning of Chinese in Queensland schools, the teachers. And so here at Queensland University of Technology campuses in workshops, and through virtual learning environments, we deliver a range of professional learning programs for teachers. These programs are relevant, collaborative and future-focused. By relevant, the learner in the context of Queensland schools is central. Learning additional languages, such as Chinese, in this context is linked to the humanistic reasons for schools education. We also have many Confucius classrooms across Queensland. We visit many schools and we have Chinese language speaking competitions for school students. And as well, here at Queensland University of Technology, we teach Chinese.
The CIQ office is housed in a QUT building on the Kelvin Grove campus. Staff from QUT and teachers from JPED work cooperatively to deliver Chinese language development programs into Queensland schools. CIQ has been recognised in 3 consecutive years for excellence in delivering Chinese language programs in Queensland schools. The awards are recognition by the Hanban for the successful work of the Institute at QUT. CIQ has had a long association with the Jiangsu Provincial Education Department in China. Visiting Chinese teachers who work in the Confucius Institute at QUT come from the network of universities associated with JPED. Establishing Confucius classrooms at Queensland high schools is part of the outreach strategy put in place by CIQ. Immersing the students in a rich cultural environment helps with the teaching of Chinese language. Considerable resources have been invested to make sure that the outreach strategy is a success. CIQ staff periodically travel to schools in Brisbane and regional Queensland, such as Cleveland District State High, the Heights College in Rockhampton, and Ormiston State Primary. By 2016, CIQ will be established as the Centre of Excellence for supporting and promoting Chinese language and culture in Queensland schools. With speech competitions and cultural programs being taken into regional schools, the outreach strategy assists to increase learning of the Chinese language.
The whole purpose is to promote Chinese language and culture. So when we go to schools, we not only just do cultural activities, we integrate language into cultural activities. So students experience the culture and learn the language as well.
When I first came to Brisbane, what impressed me most was the blue sky, the fresh air. The sky is so blue and I feel like I'm lucky to be here.
I think it's another word for me, because here the student's age is from 6 years old to maybe 70 years old.
I love the students here. They are so energetic and so active. Right, they ask me a lot of questions. So actually last night we met on a school bus. The reason why I'm late for the bus, the students have some of the questions to ask.
They are very interested in it. When they are learning dance, they can have lots of fun and can do the group competition. And when they do the group competition, they learn these characters very quickly.
This is a major difference from here. Students are more active.
Alongside students from schools and universities, the community is invited to get involved in Chinese culture with art exhibitions, Tai Chi, and calligraphy classes.
On behalf of the Queensland University of Technology, Queensland, Australia, we give warm congratulations to the Hanban on this occasion of the 10th anniversary of its establishment. Over the last 5 years, the Confucius Institute at QUT in the state of Queensland has worked closely with our partner, the Jiangsu Education Commission, in teaching Chinese language and culture to literally thousands of students throughout the state of Queensland. At the same time, the Confucius Institute has taught hundreds of high school teachers and primary school teachers of the Chinese language how better to teach Chinese We believe that the 5 years have been mutually positive for the learning between our two countries, and we've made a tangible difference in how literally thousands of people have seen the richness and deep colour and excitement of the Chinese language and culture. At this time, we look forward to a further 5 years of shared mutual benefits as we go into the future. Thank you and congratulations.